2018 Chevy Silverado 1500 with the 4.3 V6 engine. Today we're going to be replacing the water pump and the thermostat. Let's get to it. And under the hood, we can see our water pump located right here. Here's our water pump pulley. It's a little bit difficult to get a shot on. And right above it is our thermostat. All in all, for this vehicle, this is a pretty simple job. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out real quick. All right, first thing we want to do is go ahead and remove our intake box here. The only thing I see really stopping us is this PCV hose right here. All you have to do is lift up from the connection right here underneath, lift up and push out. Guys next door getting his trash picked up, but coming here with a flathead screwdriver, we're going to disconnect the hose clamp from the throttle body and right here from the filter box. Oh, this whole filter box is loose. And we just take that hose off, take this off, and lift straight up. Next, we'll get ourselves a 1/2-inch ratchet. We'll put it right here on the drive belt tensioner and start pulling that tension off. And we'll take that off the water pump, and I am just going to keep everything else exactly as it was. I'm just going to rotate that and put our access over, so that way we don't have to reroute the whole thing. We just need to put it back onto the alternator and the water pump, and we won't have to waste a bunch of time. If you want to drain your radiator and your coolant system, feel free to. I don't like wasting a bunch of coolant because then I have to charge the customer, and his coolant's in actually pretty good shape. So I don't want to drain the whole thing and just end up charging my customer more money. So you will have a little bit of a mess, but not a big deal. Just make sure you have a catch can underneath to catch all of the old coolant, and then make sure you replace it with the proper type of coolant, which I believe for this engine is the Dex Cool, but I'll double check when I'm refilling it. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the thermostat. Remove the upper radiator hose. Break that loose, and when we remove this, we're just going to lift it up as quickly as possible. Make sure you have your catch can down underneath. And I'm just going to put this right there. I'm not saying that's going to stop us from losing a lot of coolant, because we definitely are, but you know, it might save you a little bit of money on this. Next, I thought this was a 10mm, but it might not be. No, it is. It might actually be a 3/8, but a 10mm would do the job fine. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove the actual thermostat, held in with these 3 10mm bolts. Next, we'll go ahead and have our new thermostat ready to go in, and we're just going to make sure you remove the old thermostat gasket, because that likes to stay on the engine block. Or not the engine block, the, I don't know what you refer to this thing. It's the big thing that all of your accessories are connected to, that's then connected. It almost looks like a giant water coolant channel. There we have the thermostat. If you're just doing the thermostat, reconnect your hose, re-top off your system, and burp your system and get all the air out of it. But we're gonna go one step further and start working on this water pump. And now, for our water pump, this is the new one that we will be installing. If you look through the holes in your pulley, you'll see that there are 6 bolt holes. Each one of these bolts must be removed. Let this truck pass real quick. And if it's not lined up, just rotate your pulley and you'll be able to line it up with those holes. So remove each one of these bolts. The bolts are 10 millimeters and you'll be able to pull that water pump straight out. Go ahead and line up your new gasket with your new water pump. And you can kind of pre-stage it so you might not lose as much coolant. I did this in one of my old videos and somebody commented that they referred to this move as, let me line this up real quick, as the Indiana Jones technique, where he's removing the treasure off the podium and he replaces it with that bag. Anyway, I thought it was funny. All right, go ahead and remove the water pump. 10 millimeter bolts. Fingertips on them. All right, that's 5 out. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-stage our new water pump with the gasket already in here. And so you've got these 2 bumps. Right here. So these 2 are right here close to each other. I believe that's up. I might be wrong about that, but it kind of looks like that's what the setup is. Right there on top. I might be wrong, but we'll figure it out when I pull it off, I guess. one actually. I'm gonna drop that last bolt because, of course. Now the only problem with trying to do this quickly is that a lot of the times the gasket will try to stay on the housing. And once you got that one started, and I cannot stress this enough, do not put down any of these bolts tightly until all 6 of them have been started, at least a few threads each. All right, we got all 6 bolts started. I'm gonna go ahead and put them all down. And we're gonna do this in a crisscross pattern. So I started from top, bottom, and then I just went one over to the left, one over to the right, down, down. Just like you would, just kind of pretty much what you would do when you're putting on a tire. And the reason you do this is so that that gasket gets even pressure put on it. So there's no chance of leaking happening anywhere around that gasket. Now, go ahead and put our drive belt back on. I'm just going to start it up top. Apply our tension. And check all the and make sure you check all the pulleys and make sure that everything's lined up exactly how it's supposed to be. Go ahead and put our upper radiator hose back on. There we go. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If you also want to go ahead and replace your engine coolant temperature sensor, it's located right here, right next to the top of the thermostat. Very easy to do. Just pull your connector off. It looks like it might be a 17 or a 19 millimeter deep socket. Just pull that out, put a new one on. Not what we're doing today though. But yeah, go ahead and put our intake box back on and top off the coolant. Let it run for a little bit, give that air out of the system. What I like to do when the engine is running and we've topped off our reservoir is I like to grab the hoses and squeeze them to push the air out. That really helps. Looking over our system, this is our highest point, so there shouldn't be any bleed screws because I didn't see any and I was looking for them earlier. So I don't see any bleed screws. There's nowhere for air to get really trapped. So yeah, it looks like you just need to top it off, let it run, squeeze the hoses if you're impatient like me and you want to force that air out faster. but all the air should work its way out through the reservoir, and then you just keep topping it off as needed to make sure that there's constantly coolant, enough coolant to refill the system. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. If you'd like to see another video on one of these vehicles, go ahead and check out that one next. I made that one just for you. But other than that, if this video helped you out, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you all next time.